getting ready to play at UCM, and after being on the road for 5 games, this is almost like a home game for you guys. Well, what's it been like to be on the road here to start the season?
Well, we got to go to California, so that's something new that I haven't seen in the past 3 years, so that was nice. New scenery. Traveling with the team has been really fun because everyone is just so close to each other that there's no problems. It's like, put me with whoever, I'm good with whoever.
Right.
Games haven't been the greatest, but we're learning from it, and I think it was more of like just it's better to get that out now than later in the season. So it's been good.
I'm going to break that down a little bit in terms of how you feel about your teammates. Not to say maybe you're better than other years, but is this at least as good of what I've witnessed in the past? I mean, as far as the way you guys get along?
As a whole. I think that we this year have more athletes altogether than we've had in the past, and we definitely can run the floor. And compared to the past, I mean, I would say we play really well together.
What I was kind of driving at, though, is in terms of you making a road trip together.
Oh,
has it been as fun as it always has been?
I personally think it's been the most fun, actually. I don't know if that's just because I'm the oldest, so I can say what I want to say. No, but I really like it. I mean, just such a fun squad and great times.
How is life as a senior? Do you feel any additional pressure, or is it more fun, or how would you describe it?
I mean, I definitely feel older, but sometimes I do some things and I'm like, wow, I'm a senior, I need to not do that. But I think I'm always going to have that little immature, childish side, but more of as a fun thing, not as a, oh, wow, I'm dumb for doing that. Just more of enjoyable thing.
Zinka Duric is our guest here at halftime at UCM. And now, about those games, you're 1-4. What has been the bright spots? What have been the low spots as far as you're concerned?
Low spots, probably one of the games for sure was shooting. I mean, we were getting shots up, but they just weren't knocking down. Bright spots, we definitely work together. We know what to do. It's just we actually have to more come together and do better than what we are doing. We need to talk more. But nothing that we definitely can't fix.
Sure,
Fixable
certainly.
things.
Which is, you consider how long you've been practicing. It's just the beginning of the year, et cetera, et cetera. All right, let's change gears a little bit. Every time I have you on for an interview, I ask you to talk about your family's background and all of that, and I'm going to ask you to do that again. It's a great story. Can you talk about your parents a little bit?
Yeah, well, I was born in Bosnia, and we moved. I have a brother who is 6 years older than me, and then me and my mom and my dad and him came to America when I was 3 because I was born during the war. And what else would you like to do?
I think that's really interesting. And do you maintain connections? You've been back there, right?
Yeah, I just was there last summer alone for the first time alone.
Oh.
And I've been there 4 times, and we still have a house over there, so it's like a nice place to go. And it's a lot better there now than it was. Every time I went before, it gets better and better and better.
Right. Well, let's be a little political here, because with the bombings in Paris last week, and you said you came from Bosnia during that time when when it was war torn. You have empathy for those people? Do you feel maybe a little bit different than the normal American citizen would feel?
I do. I mean, obviously I was very little and young, so I don't remember much when I was like 3. But I do have a lot of sympathy for them. But also, when I think about it, I think about it's not just them. In the whole world right now, there's just so many things, and people are always struggling, and bad things are always happening. And it's not. I'm not going to say it's a good thing that something like this happened, because it's horrible. But everyone now is like, oh wow, people are struggling, but people are
become more aware.
Yeah.
Zinka Duric with us during halftime as we talk here at the University of Central Missouri with your senior year upon you. We talked about it as a player. What about your plans for the future? You've got a few months here before graduation. But what are you thinking at this point?
Well, a little nervous.
Are you?
I applied for grad school for physical therapy in the summer, and I think around December, January, February is when I figure out if I got in or not. So I'm just kind of waiting on that, hoping for the best. But, what happens is meant to happen. So if nothing good comes out of it this year, obviously I'll reapply. But optimistic thinking, it's going to be good.
Do you have any idea, and for people listening, how difficult it is to get in? Can you kind of paint a picture about that?
Oh, well, the average age to get into grad school is maybe 24, 23, 25.
Wow.
And I'm 22. So, which means that once people graduate, they'll take a year off and then apply. Or if they don't get in, they'll reapply, and then they'll look at those. Also, it's very difficult to do the application process. It took me about a month. And
really?
Why?
Why is it so hard? Well, okay, the cost is big, but why does it take so long?
There's just so much to do. You have to get every grade right, every school you've gone to, every grade point average, every class. You have to get recommendations. You have to write your own essay. You have to write mini essays, figure out what school you want, pay their fees.
Right.
It's just
my goodness. Well, I tell you what, if I had physical therapy, if you're working on me, I'd want you to have jumped through some hoops and stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right. So then, what do you want to do? I'm assuming you're going to get in at some point and get your degree there. Where do you want to end up, say, in 20, 30 years?
20, 30 years. I definitely don't want to be one that works every day. I would love to travel and work, actually. I love traveling, so I don't specifically mean with a sports team, but like I want to be able to do physical therapy other places, not just one. So maybe more of like a private practice, do my own thing, help my own people, and then travel a little bit, help them, and then kind of see where that goes.
And I've been meaning to ask you too, and this is something I've not done in one of our interviews in the past. What's the native language of Bosnia?
Bosnian.
Okay, so do you speak it?
Yes, I do.
Well, can you say hello everyone from Zinka Duric or something like that?
Yes, I can. Let me think of. I'm trying to think. Give me a sentence.
You're listening to the Cardinals on the William Jewell College Sports Network.
Okay. Ciao, svako, ovo je Zinka, ti slušaš Cardinals na William Jewell Central.
College.
Oh,
it's awesome. That was good. No, thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah.
No, and as I've told you before, it's been a joy watching you play. I know you're a multi-sport athlete in high school. My big regret is I didn't get to see you play volleyball in high school because I understand you're outstanding. But that, again, is a story for another time. Zinka, thank you.
Thank you.
Zinka Duric, our guest, and we'll be back with more in a moment.